Hello friends, Tanya here with another video featuring some Spellbinders products. This time I am featuring the Oh Joy Scrapbook Kit. It comes with a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to open it up today here. Oh Joyful Day, sorry. I did get the additional die-cut cardstock ephemera pack here, and there are two of each of these different ephemera pieces. I love that they're pictured on the cardstock there so you can see what's in the packet without having to open it all up. I'm going to go through the contents of this scrapbooking kit with you. We've got a package of Puffy stickers that coordinates. All of these coordinate perfectly with each other. We also have this cardstock sticker pack. There are two sheets here in several colors, and then there are some images on the back, not just sentiments. We've got the die-cut cardstock sentiments here. And again, we have all of the items pictured on that piece. We've got some chipboard frames. There's 12 of them in this package. And they, I believe, are self-adhesive. I did not test this. But we've got candy canes, some plaid with poinsettia, simple dots, another candy cane with a gold frame, peppermint stripe, stocking, three snow globes, and two slide or Polaroid pieces. Those are just adorable. I did not actually use those on this video, but they are very cute. There's also this pack of 20 12 by 12 pieces of designer papers. I'm going to take them out here. There are 20 sheets and 20 different patterns, and they are one-sided. So we've got this pink with sugar plums. We've got this beautiful tone-on-tone red sweater print. These are diamonds, I believe. Then all of these cute snow globes. We've got a pretty pink plaid with spatters on it. And then we have this red with like little hand-drawn snowflakes, asterisk looking things, white with peppermints and holly and such. We've got a grid pattern dark green, peppermint stripe with some foiled stripes in there. That's really pretty. We've got this really pale bluey green aqua color with mistletoe all over it, or holly. This pretty, that almost looks like a quilt pattern to me. We've got a color block piece with several colors. We've got a nutcracker themed with ballerinas and nutcrackers. Then we have, I believe this is gold with snowflakes again. And then this beautiful dark green with poinsettias and foiled ribbons and lots of different kinds of greenery scattered in it. Gorgeous. Next we have another foiled sheet. This says fa la 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 all over in gold foil on a white background. Then we have this kind of glowing, it's kind of like Christmas lights. This one is little stars all over a pink background and some Christmas trees on a green background. And then these fun different Santa faces on an aqua background. Now, the reason I like to get 12 by 12 paper is so that I can make 5 by 7 cards. And I found a great way to create 5 by 7 panels out of a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. So you line it up with the 5-inch mark on the top, and then you start at the 7-inch line spot on the slider part of this trimmer. And that will create 4 5 by 7 panels out of one 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and you're left with a 2 by 2 inch square. I decided I wanted to make some moving cards, so I pulled out my Magic Iris die set from Lawn Fawn. There are lots of videos on specifically how to do this. I'm going to roughly show you how to do it. You have, I'm going to take these 3 sausage die cuts that I use the red with little hand-drawn snowflake pattern on it to create the little sausage pieces here. This is going to open up and have an open aperture, so these are going to be the portions that are closed over the hole. Now to make this work, you need these little 3/8 inch glue dots. That is the size you need. And you're going to place them on the little X's on these little sausage pieces. I had these dots in my stash. I don't use glue dots very often, and these are really old, but they still work fantastic. So I've placed those on the little dots. I'm going to lay a second circle on top of this and stick the little glue dots to that. This is our moving mechanism here. And next I have to put these little braces on. These are going to wrap around the circle. There are 3 circles here, and we're sandwiching the second circle, the one that we put on top of the sausage pieces, in the middle of 2 other, the specialized circle, and then 1 more circle on top. Now you only want to put glue on those bracket pieces. You can see that they're curved to line up with the inner circle, and there are little impressed marks on that piece that had the slots for the sausages to guide you where to place those brackets. Now you're going to so we're still on circle number 2. We haven't added the third one yet. You're going to add the handle so that it lines up in a V shape with one of the brackets. We add that third circle on top, and you're going to gently fold these brackets over. You don't want them tight. You want them just so. So I fold them and then kind of push back towards the edge of the circle as I lay them back over. And I'm using liquid glue because it has the best bond, and I do not want this coming apart. And you can see that this moving mechanism works if you take all of your little washi tapes off, and you can see that it opens and closes. I love this. It is so cute. So I'm going to take a decorative piece of cardstock that I've die cut with one of the add-ons. This is the scallop circle that fits over the top of this so that you can place this as a completed item on the front of your card. You don't have to hide it behind another panel. And you can see that this opens and closes beautifully. I'm going to take this piece of cardstock that I die cut with one of the dies in the set to add a little detail to that pull tab, that slider tab. And we're going to glue this to a piece of vellum because I like how that highlights things. I add glue just to those little brackets on the back. You don't want to put glue anywhere else but on those brackets. Otherwise, you're going to affect your mechanism and it won't work. Just testing again to make sure that my aperture component is still functioning. And then this circle is from the Ephemera pack, and it fits perfectly in that circle. I have the fallout piece from the scallop circle front, and I'm going to add that, and that die creates a die cut impression border of cross hatching around that. I'm going to slide this into the circle, and to be honest, I should have put more glue around the edges, and you're going to see me have to fix that a little later. Again, doing some testing, making sure everything is working correctly. And I think this is when I noticed that the edge is catching on those little sausage dies. I'll fix that a little later. I'm going to add some extra cardstock behind the vellum layer to add a little more stability and a little extra height so it's easier to use that tab to open and close the aperture. Next, we're going to work on our 5x7 card base. I've got one of the panels of the Nutcracker themed pattern paper. I've die cut that using the 5x7 matting layers dies. I've used the set B largest, which makes it about, I think it's just a touch less than 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I'm adhering that to a 5x7 white card base. And I'm still deciding if I need to fix that. So I've added some glue to those extra pieces of cardstock on the back of the vellum part and adhered that, and I'm testing it again, and it's still catching on those edges even though I've stabilized all of that. So I'm using the pokey end of my tool to peel that up enough to add some extra glue so that this is well adhered behind or in that aperture so the sliding pieces don't catch on it. Now that I have that fixed, I'm going to add some more ephemera from that kit. I've got a nutcracker and a sweet little girl who's ready to dance and a banner. So I've added a little bit of extra cardstock behind them because all of the ephemera stuff is on pretty lightweight cardstock, and I like it a little sturdier. Shocking, right? So I'm going to add those on each side of the aperture. And I have a little extra cardstock behind this cute little banner, which I then promptly drop with glue on it, and that kind of determines where that's going to be. And it actually worked out just fine. And there is the front of the card. For the inside of the card, we're going to use one of the fallout pieces from the first 3 circles that we cut and a couple pieces of ephemera. I found a little tiny snow globe with a ballerina and a nutcracker, and then this ticket stub that says believe, and I'm gluing those together, and they kind of create a snow globe shape when you glue them together like that. I thought that was a lovely addition to the inside of the card. I'm just going to add that to the inside in the top half of the card, the inside of the card. And I think that's really cute. So that's card number 1. Card number 2, oh, yep. Get a little good look at the inside of that aperture. Card number 2, we're going to pull out some other things. We've got the emerald cut labels and tag, and we're going to die cut that from some different elements here. We've got the treasured cardstock gold assorted pack here, and I'm using the pearlized and the glitter. We're also going to use this swivel surprise from Lawn Fawn. This is newer, and I fell in love with it. I had to have it. I'm showing you all of the pieces I'm going to cut. We're also using Spellbinders Forest cardstock. This is 100-pound cardstock. I made the card base from that, and I'm using the 5x7 matting basics A to die cut. No, actually I think I used B, and I did the green grid paper for the inside of the card and the beautiful poinsettia for the front of the card. We'll adhere that. I'm not going to go into great detail on the swivel surprise. I just follow, I cut out all of the pieces, and I'll show you how to assemble it. I've attached the pattern paper to the front of the card, and then we're going to attach this green grid panel to both sides of the inside of the card. I think this just gives this type of action card, interactive card, a better cohesive look when you dress up the inside. So I'm adding these to both sides, plus I like the extra stability or sturdiness this adds to the card base with a card that has a little extra stress going on. I have another piece of that grid cardstock that I'm adhering to the very detailed portion of the gem. I think that's what that's called. I showed you at the beginning. I used the pearlized gold for the framing portion. We're adding that just a little bit higher than centered because we're going to take this beautiful poinsettia swag ephemera from the Oh Joyful Day kit. We're using almost all components from this kit. The sentiments from there, the ephemera, the pattern paper, that's all from that kit. I've added extra cardstock behind this sentiment that says Christmas greetings in some beautiful gold foil and black on white. I love the ease of those sentiments, and they're nice and big. That works for a 5x7 card beautifully. So this is the fancy moving part of this swivel surprise. So I'm just going to crease all of these lines, and then there's some diagonal ones that we need to crease, and this will come together surprisingly easily. Now that I've got that put together, I'll fold those in to create this shape. So the triangle sides are going to push in to fold down into this piece. I added glue just to the small little rectangle there near the pointed end, and we'll line the other end up with the center of the card. And here you're seeing me test it to make sure it works properly. There we go. It's finally unfolding appropriately. And now it's time to start attaching all of our beautiful ephemera. So when I cut out the circle for the center portion of this, it had a fallout circle, which fit behind this other ephemera piece perfectly. So I thought, you know what? We'll have a nice little edging of gold glitter cardstock, and it'll double as a little bit of extra stability behind that circle. I wanted to make sure the liquid glue didn't adhere to the card base. So I just wiped my finger under that after I adhered that. Now we'll adhere the ephemera piece to the glitter cardstock. And then the donut hole shape piece. Oh, nope. As long as I'm adhering pieces together. We also had a fallout. No, not fallout. This was another circle that you could cut. I cut it with the matte or the pearlized gold special paper from the Treasured Cardstock pack, and matted that ephemera piece with that. And then our glitter cardstock donut piece goes on that curved arm of this swivel surprise mechanism. And look at that. It is so cool. I love how all of this moves and interacts with itself. We're going to add this poinsettia to the other circle. I thought I was going to center it. Again, lots of playing to see where things land. You don't want them to extend past the borders of the card, but I wanted that to show as much of the poinsettia as we can. Next, we have this little chair folded piece that goes on this section of the mechanism. You can see that there's an X in one corner of that chair and an X on that triangle, and you're going to put glue just in that little triangle with the X on it and adhere this little chair piece directly to that. Now this is going to hold the center portion. You're going to fold up that chair seat and add a little glue to the back of it and stick your circle for the center on there. I'm going to add a little more movement here with another piece of ephemera. Just going to tack that in on the gold glitter cardstock, and I'm actually surprised at how easy it is to glue things to this gold glitter cardstock from the Treasured Cardstock pack. It is a dream to work with. It die cuts beautifully and it's easy to glue to. That's amazing. I took a scrap of that grid green cardstock and added that to the arm here so that it blends in nicely. We'll add a little glue to this remaining tab, close the card, and that will adhere the end of the mechanism perfectly. I have another ephemera sentiment that I'm going to add to the inside of the card. Adding a little glue to that, and we'll add it directly to the card base. And I want to make sure it doesn't interfere with the movement of the mechanism. I do end up bending up that last poinsettia piece just a little bit. And then I have one more little piece of ephemera that I want to add. And I'm trialing that in a few spots. I wanted to add something to the other side. So I'm going to put it in this corner. We'll just adhere that down quickly. And we'll add another banner here. This says Christmas Blessings. I thought that was perfect with all of the poinsettia parts. We'll add that to that center circle, and it adds even more movement to the inside of our card. I really like how this turned out. So that is my second and last card for this video. I had so much fun playing with these interactive dies. Look at that. So if you have them in your stash, pull them out. It is a good time to use those things. I really enjoyed using all of the ephemera and pattern pieces. It makes pattern paper. It makes some of these action cards faster to assemble if you don't have to create all of those little elements. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I really enjoyed playing with it. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you're interested in any of the product that I used today, check the description box below for a link list. And I also have a link for the visual list, because I often have more products than I can list in the description box. Until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.